everybody, and welcome back to another episode of our Horsemanship 101 series presented by Hanson and Riding School. Today we'll be talking about the different parts of the bridle. The bridle is the piece of tack that goes on the horse's head when we ride. The bridle is what allows us to communicate with the horse's mouth and help us steer and stop. The different parts of the bridle all have different functions that affect how we communicate with our horse. You need to make sure that all of the pieces are in the right place and fitted properly to your horse's head so that they will be comfortable and understand what we're asking them to do when we ride. I'll start with the bit, which is the metal piece that sits in between the horse's front and back teeth in the space called the bars of the mouth, or the interdental space. The bit is what allows us to communicate with our horse's mouth so we can steer, stop, and ask for more complicated movements. Next is the noseband, also called the cavesson, the piece that buckles all the way around the jaw. The noseband reminds the horse to keep their mouth closed. It should fit snugly, but not too tightly around the nose to make sure that the horse can't open their mouth wide and ignore the bit. It should sit about 2 fingers width below the cheekbones. These pieces on the side are called the cheek pieces, since they sit right on the horse's cheeks. They connect the bit and the noseband to the rest of the bridle. The buckles here are how you can raise and lower the bit and noseband to fit different horses. The throat latch is this long, thin piece that goes all the way under the horse's throat. The throat latch is responsible for keeping the bridle from falling off the horse's head, especially during rigorous activities such as jumping. If your throat latch is done correctly, you should be able to put 4 fingers in between the buckle and your horse's cheek. The brow band is the piece that runs from just under one ear, across the forehead, to under the other ear. The cheek pieces are threaded through the edges, so you can slide the brow band to adjust where it sits on the forehead. The brow band gives the bridle some shape, holds the cheek pieces and crown piece together, and prevents the bridle from sliding back behind the pole. The edges of the brow band should sit in the small divots just below the ears. The crown piece is the very top of the bridle, the part that runs behind their ears. The crown piece is the anchor of the bridle, and both holds the bridle together on the horse's head and helps anchor the bit, so when it is adjusted properly, it will sit correctly in the mouth. Finally, the reins are the pieces that you hold in your hands when you ride. They attach to the bit on both sides, which allows you to use them to communicate with the horse's mouth. When you apply pressure to the reins, the horse feels it through the bit and acts accordingly. When you hold the reins, you usually end up with an extra loop, especially on very long reins. This is called the bite of the reins, and is typically tucked under your right hand and sits on the horse's right shoulder. Thanks so much for joining us for another episode of my Horsemanship 101 series presented by Hanson and Riding School. If you liked what you saw, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos. If you have any questions or ideas of things you'd like to learn or content you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below and I'll try to make it happen. Thanks so much for watching, and remember to always ask why. Bye for now.